welcome to this week's DIY. It is me, your lovely host Madison, and I am here with another lovely fall installation of flowers for you. We're gonna get started. We have some creams, we got some oranges, we have touches of white, and most importantly, we have a beautiful fall piece of foliage that we're gonna be using. And I'm super excited to tell you guys about it. So let's get started. For our first set of flowers, we have these beautiful orange palms. They are beautiful. They have a really nice green center, but they have this lovely orange color. But it's not like, like bright cloud orange. It does have like a bronzy tone to it, and that's gonna go really well with our autumnal palette today. We have one of my favorite roses. I feel like I say this every week, maybe because I get to pick roses every week, but this is one of my favorite roses. This is the Cotton Expression. We use pink expressions. I don't know if we've used other expressions. There's a bunch of expressions, but this is a Cotton Expression. It has this lovely, soft white color, but it has like a touch of cream, not cream, but blush in it almost. And when it opens up and ages, it really shows that beautiful blushy color, and I absolutely love it. So you should have a few of these. Next, we have these beautiful antique carnations. These carnations are also really lovely because they have a tannish color, but again, they bring that slightly blush toned tan to the palette. So I think they're gonna go very well with our Cotton Expressions. Next, we have our light yellow / cream spray roses. These are also very beautiful. They open up really big because they are a type of majolica, and as we all know that those open up gorgeously. So you're gonna have some of those. And again, this cream tone is gonna go great with our autumnal palette. We have some Hypericum. Again, this is called Hypericum, but also called St. John's Worts. St. John's Worts can also be used for medicinal purposes as well, which is really cool. I wouldn't recommend eating these, but you can go to your stores and buy St. John's Worts vitamins and supplements, which is really cool. Next, we have the lovely seeded eucalyptus. Again, it is a type of eucalyptus, but it still has its seed pods on it. It also comes with these beautiful, like almost willowy type, like pieces of greenery on them, which are really beautiful. So we'll be using some of that. And last, and definitely not least, for our autumn piece of foliage, we are going to be using copper beech. Now, copper beech comes from the beech tree. Beech tree is in the, excuse me if I butchered this, by the way. As someone who went to school for this, you'd think I'd be able to pronounce it better. But hey, I think it's Fajaceae, something like that. It's in that family of trees that usually includes trees like beech, oak trees, things of that nature. And what characterizes them is the pattern of their leaves. Also, most important is their nuts. Their nuts are usually like those little cups, like you see oak trees and beech trees. Their seeds look like little cups. Those are a big characteristic of trees in that family, which is really cool. You also can use beech for things like furniture. It's really good for indoor furniture because it's really hard. It's not really a soft wood. And yeah, that's beech. So we're gonna be using some of that. I love when the autumn season comes around because in floristry, that's when you can get some really beautiful fall foliage going on. So yeah, we're gonna be using that one. All right, let's get started. So as always, we're gonna start with our greens. Now, when you have seeded eucalyptus, it comes in all of these like little branches. So I didn't really need a lot for my recipe because I can get a lot out of just these couple pieces. So let's break that down. I'm gonna keep one piece a little longer, so I'm gonna cut this really shorter, just a little bit, and then I'm gonna cut off other pieces as well. So I have this long piece, I got this piece, and this piece. You never want to waste. A lot of times people will just cut the stem and put that in the water when you can get so much more like duality and use out of splitting up your greens. So make sure you're doing that. So I'm gonna give all my greens a fresh cut, strip off those bottom leaves, and then I'm gonna start building my base. Now I'm gonna go in with the heavier pieces first because if you don't, they just wanna like flop out. So make sure that you're using them right. Making sure you're not keeping them too long because again, if you don't distribute the weight of your seeded eucalyptus, because all those seeds are really heavy, they're just gonna plop out. And you're too low, but just a little lower, just so we can get that balance of weight going on. I got one more piece, I'm gonna have that going toward the back. Again, when I'm putting my greens in a vase, I'm going in a circle and making sure all of those pieces cross each other so that we can build really good mechanics. Now it's time for our beautiful copper beech. I'm gonna do the same. It would be silly if I just stuck that in there. There's so many pieces I can get out of my copper beech. I'm gonna make sure that I'm using that correctly. And again, I'm going through the center of my arrangement. Going through the center. I love fall foliage. Actually, you know, I go back and forth between what's my favorite floral season. I don't think it's fall. I do love fall, but I do think the palettes you get out of fall are some of my favorites. I think the flowers themselves in spring are my favorite, but palette-wise, fall is definitely up there for me. You just get so many beautiful tans and bronzes and whites and creams. It's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Next, we're going with our Hypericum, or our St. John's wort. I'm doing this because I just want to make sure I have really good mechanics. So I'm going to go backwards and I'm putting in some of my fillers in first, just so I can make sure that when I put these really heavy roses in, that they're there and that they can withstand the weight. So we're going to do that. Again, I'm picking up all of those leaves. No leaves in the water, no leaves in the water. And then I'm just placing my Hypericum where I think it is needed. I'm gonna put that one a little bit more towards the front and then keep this one a little taller. Bam. All right, so next I'm gonna go in with a few of my roses. Again, we have these beautiful cotton expressions, one of my favorites. Sometimes they can come in a little tight, sometimes they can come in a little looser, that can be spun out really well. So we'll see how they spin out. This one I'm gonna cut a little shorter because I kind of want it in the front. And I'm just gonna hold it upside down and do long spins. You don't want to do short ones. One that might mess with the head and make it fly off. But you need to build that momentum so that they actually spin out. So you want long spins like that. So across the entire palm. Beautiful. Just like that. They went from looking like this to this. Beautiful. So I'm gonna put that one right in front. Gorgeous. And I'm gonna start going in with my other ones as well. So I can start building my mechanics so I can make sure that they hold. I'm gonna go in with some of these palms. I'm gonna keep that one just a little taller. I wanna build something that my other roses can like rest upon in a way. So I'm gonna make sure I'm doing that. All right, so now I'm going in with some of my spray roses. I realized I just put that in and didn't tell you guys. But I'm gonna go in with some of my spray roses. Again, with spray roses, sometimes you wanna go in and you wanna take off, just like with regular roses, you're taking off all of those extra petals. One, because those are usually the ones that come in pretty long. So they're gonna be the first to go in your water anyways, and they might be a little bruised from like packaging and travel. So you just wanna make sure that you're taking all of those off. So bam, bam. Again, I'm gonna keep that one a little taller so it can be seen. Beautiful. Next, I'm gonna start going in with more of my roses. Now that I have a little bit more in there and I feel a bit more safe with my mechanics, I'm gonna go in with those. Again, I'm cutting it short, taking off all those side leaves and doing really, I keep getting it caught on my wristband, but you're gonna do really long strides, like full strides, and then maybe even blow them in the middle. Again, cotton expressions are really tight in the middle. They have that like almost garden rose look to them, which is just beautiful. So they're gonna be a little tight in the middle, but you can open up those outer leaves to give you a showier flower. I'll put that in the back. And then for my last one, I'm gonna do the same. Make it a little taller. Any petals that look a little weird, I'm gonna take off. Like on this rose, I kind of like the green ones, so I kind of keep them on sometimes. Shh, don't tell anybody. But sometimes the outer petals of roses don't look bad, they don't look bruised, and they add like a beautiful color. So I'm gonna keep some of those on. Artist choice, of course, though. Bam, I got that going on. Gorgeous. Also, when you're putting your stuff in, you want to make sure that you're not losing any of that autumn foliage. A lot of times, as we're like designing and stuff, we shove things into the vase. We tend to like take other greens with us. So make sure as you're designing, you're pulling out that beautiful fall foliage that we've worked really hard to make sure that it's there. So make sure you're doing that. We want to see them. Beautiful. All right, next we're gonna go in with some of our carnations. So carnations can sometimes come in kind of open or sometimes completely closed like this one. So like we've done in our past episodes, we're gonna open them up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my fingers like this and I'm gonna twist it in between. Sometimes that helps. If it doesn't open up as full-fledged as you really want it to be, you can pull back those sepals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. Then, bam, put that right there. There was a hole right there that was really bothering me. Have to get rid of her. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do the same with all of our sprays. Or not our sprays, excuse me. Our carnations. We're gonna open them up. I'm gonna put one in the back. One, because my back is looking kind of naked. And 2, I really want this to stand up. So I'm gonna move this up and then like jam it underneath that so it has something to support it. Remember, when you're doing forestry, there's a lot of mechanics that go into this. So every single time we place a stem, let's make sure that we're like thinking about what needs to be supported. If I can't get something to sit the way I want it to do, what stem can I use to make sure that it does feel supported so it can stand that way? That's a beautiful life lesson too. Again, more carnations, more carnations. Putting that one right there. Putting that one right there. And then I'm gonna leave this one just a little taller. Just a little. Also, again, since I'm tall, I say this every week, I'm gonna turn around, get a little low in my arrangement, make sure it's looking gorgeous. It is. It's looking perfect. I'm gonna put that one right there to fill in some space. And then I have one more of these. So I'm actually gonna break these up into little tiny pieces and stick them in places. Give it a fresh cut. I'll put one right here. Give it a fresh cut. I'll put some back here. I'll keep this one whole. Bam. I'm dropping a lot of stuff today in this video. I'll put that one right. That can be a little shorter. Sticking up too high. Beautiful. And then again, I'm gonna go in and do my last touches. Again, pulling some things out, pushing some things in. Because again, we want depth to our arrangement. We don't want it to be flat. That's never fun. So make sure that you're going through your stems and making sure that you're utilizing your heights. You know, doing some different stuff. Some different heights, I mean. I'll put this one right here. A little bud poking out, why not? And bam! That's this week's DIY. This is a gorgeous DIY. I think it really screams fall, but not the fall that a lot of people are used to. Usually when people think of an autumnal palette, they think of a lot lot of bronzes, a lot of oranges, and a lot of reds. But autumnal can come with a lighter side. We talked about this when we did a lighter arrangement last week as well. Fall can be very light and pretty and elegant and have touches of pinks and whites and creams, especially when you throw them next to those bronzes and those reds and all those other lovely fall colors. We have these gorgeous cotton expression roses, which are some of my favorite roses to use. We have Hypericum, that's like this beautiful pinkish, bronzy color in a way. We have these antique carnations, which are cream and tan and kind of have like a touch of like yellow in them in a way. Then we have these cream spray roses alongside our orange cushion palms. Again, a beautiful autumnal palette. Also, we can't forget the copper beech to be the star of the show that really brings all of these colors together. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you guys. I love seeing what you guys do, so make sure you send them to Flowers with Dreams Detroit or Flowers with Dreams on Instagram. I love seeing your pictures. It makes me super happy. I hope you guys enjoyed this autumnal palette, and I will see you guys next week. All right? Bye. Have a good day. That was really bad at closing.